What is up, ladder climbers? Antoine Wader here from Elevate to the Unknown and NextGenHeights.com, and it is Thursday, October the 30th, 2025. And it is 7 a.m. Central, week 4, day 4. And I want you to picture something. Woman wakes up, makes her coffee, normal Monday morning. She's an Amazon employee, works from home. She sets up her phone, gonna do one of those get ready with me videos on TikTok. You know, the ones that show people your morning routine, what you're wearing to work, that type of thing. She opens up a laptop, laid off right there during the video, found out that she lost her job. That's how a lot of people found out that they lost their job. Another woman on vacation in the beautiful Mauritius. You know where that is? An island in the Indian Ocean, paradise. She's on the beach, opens her phone to check her work email, laid off. Posts a TikTok 2 hours later. This is what she said. Divine intervention. I'm not freaking out. Still very much in shock. Type shock if you can't believe this. Another employee, 8 years at Amazon. 8 freaking years. She posted a video yesterday crying. 200,000 views in 24 hours. Social media manager, she called it a dream role. Okay. Got laid off 1 week before her birthday, 1 month after celebrating her 1-year anniversary in a position. She said in her video, I guess my present from Amazon came a little bit early. 14,000 Amazon employees. Some got text messages 5 a.m. before they even woke up. This is how we are finding out about layoffs now. Through TikTok, real time, people posting through the pain. But here's what I need for you to understand. Today, Thursday, October the 30th, 2025, day 30 of the government shutdown. It's going on. This is the longest ever. Longest government shutdown in the United States history. 249 years as a country, never been this long. And something just broke. For a whole year, the job market has been frozen. Economists call it no hire, no fire. Nobody's hiring, nobody's firing right now. Everything is just what they like to say, stuck. People with jobs can't move up, can't move over. They are just stuck. People looking for jobs can't find nothing. Applications going into black holes. Everyone is begging for the freeze to thaw, for things to start moving again. We are on day 30. It thawed, but not the way that anybody wanted it to. Business Insider said this on yesterday. Their economist wrote one sentence that explains everything. Workers have been begging for the great freeze to thaw, but not this way. Not this way. The great freeze became the great unfreeze. But instead of hiring starting, it's firing starting. Amazon fired 14,000 text messages, TikTok videos, Applied Materials, a big tech company in California. 1,400 people, including 14 vice presidents, cut yesterday. YouTube, the platform that I'm on right now, voluntary buyout offers to their employees yesterday. This is the great unfreeze, and it's happening backwards. But while Amazon employees are posting crying videos on TikTok, while people are getting text messages at 5 a.m., while the great unfreeze is catching people off guard, Marcus Thompson, Charlotte, North Carolina, getting ready, making his coffee, reviewing his notes one last time, testing his Zoom connection, picking out his outfit. 2 hours. That's how long from right now. 10 a.m. Eastern. 9 a.m. our time here in Texas. Round 2, Bank of America, video interview, hiring manager. After 7 days of waiting, after weeks of preparing, after doing the work, Marcus gets his shot in 2 hours. Guys, this is the Daily Climb. We are on week 4, day 4. The great unfreeze is here, day 30, the day everything broke. Amazon employees on TikTok, unprepared, caught off guard. Marcus Thompson, 2 hours from his moment, prepared to ready. Be ready. He's prepared. He's ready to move. He's ready to execute. He's ready to get things going. While big tech companies are spending $320 billion on AI, while middle managers are getting cut first, while your Oracle exam ends on tomorrow at midnight, while 42 million Americans about to lose food stamps on Saturday, the great unfreeze is here. The question is, did you prepare for it? That's the question. Now let's climb. Okay? Let's climb in today's show. Adrian, get to see you. Ahmed, get to see you. Wayne, you get to see you. Teresa Way's in the house, bro. Before the Beans is in the house. T1000 is in the house. Buy the Book is in the house. Guys, chat. Talk amongst yourselves. Interact with each other. This is the great unfreeze. Okay? That's what we're going to be talking about today. In the longest government shutdown in U.S. history. Let's jump over to segment 1. Okay? I need you guys to understand exactly what happened at Amazon, because this is the human face of the great unfreeze. This isn't just about numbers. These are real people documenting their layoffs in real time on social media. Okay, let me walk you guys through what happened to some of these people at Amazon. We're going to show you the videos and I'll talk you through it once we are done with the videos. Check this one out.
It was gonna be a get ready with me to go for a run before work, but let's change that to get ready with me to go for a run and then just leave it there. And the reason for that is because I no longer have a job to go to after I go running.
That's one. That is one. Check this out.
If you missed my last video, I just got laid off and I found out while I'm on vacation in Mauritius. I just talked to my family and I'm not gonna lie, they were not helpful at all. I'm kind of like at this point thinking it's a divine intervention. I'm not freaking out. I'm also still very much in shock, and I think my family, they're definitely a grounding force and one to remind me of logistics in the job market, and honestly it's not very helpful. So I think for the time being, I'm gonna refrain from really talking about it with my family, but I'm gonna talk with you internet people because I don't know y'all. And yeah, if you've been laid off before, let me know what you did in the first week of your layoffs. Did you just immediately start applying to new roles, or did you take some time off? I'm just coming back from vacation, so it's not even like I need a vacation, but I definitely want to hear how other people handle it.
So I think I got laid off. I don't really talk about this on my social media, but besides content, I actually have or had a full-time job. I work in marketing at Amazon, and if you haven't heard, Amazon is doing a mass layoff. This morning, I got this text on my phone at 6 a.m. My manager scheduled a call with me in 10 minutes, so let's find out. 5 minutes, and I'm getting so nervous right now. Really like shaking.
First of all, I want to just say that I'm sorry. That
was only like 10 minutes. Well, content has been really slow this year too because I've been focusing on my work more, but now I get to do full-time content, so let's hope it works out. I need to take a day off. Bye guys.
You guys heard it. You guys heard it. Okay? The woman that we saw, the Get Ready With Me video, her name is Montana Joyce. She was filming her morning routine, showing people what she is wearing to work. Normal Tuesday. Opens her laptop to log in. Emails right there. You are laid off. She kept the camera rolling, posted the whole thing. The caption said, "Get ready with me to go to work, except I got laid off this morning. Shout out to you, Amazon." The woman on vacation, her name is Jules. Username live.jules on TikTok. She was in Mauritius. That's an island off the coast of Africa in the Indian Ocean. Luxury vacation, enjoying herself, spending all kinds of that good old Amazon money that she was getting paid. 2 hours after finding out she's laid off, she posts a video from the beach. She says, "I'm not freaking out, but I'm also still very much in shock. But I think this is divine intervention." I mean, at the end of the day, I can see that she's trying to stay positive, but you can see it in her face that she wasn't ready for this. This woman right here, the previous woman, she worked 8 years at Amazon. Her name is Sam. She posted a video before the layoffs telling her followers, place your bets. Am I getting laid off or not? Next day, she was 8 years gone. Since then, she posted videos of her telling her cats. Next you know, she posted another video of her crying. One video got 200,000 views in one day. She said in one of them, Amazon layoff breakdown begins. That's what she said. The Amazon layoff breakdown begins. And she's filming every single bit of it, taking you through her journey. Then there's Leah, a social media manager. Her dream job, she said. 1 year anniversary in the row. 1 month ago, celebrated on LinkedIn. Everybody congratulating her. Good job, Leah. Way to hang in there at Amazon. I know they're working you hard. 1 week before her birthday, laid off. She posted, I guess my present from Amazon came a little bit early. And here's the one that got me. Amazon Games. The video game division, studio in San Diego. One of the developers posted on Twitter. He said this, just got laid off from Amazon Games San Diego, including like 99% of the studio. The team I worked with was incredible and I will miss all of them. If I had the opportunity to work with them again, I would take it in a heartbeat. 99% of the studio. That's not a layoff. That's closing the whole thing down. Now, why am I spending so much time on TikTok videos and social media posts? Because this is Generation Z's ways of processing drama. There was a study about this. When people post about getting laid off, especially younger workers, it's not about going viral. It's not about likes. It's about validation. It's about seeking human connection during a painful moment. That's what it's about. Type human if you guys get that. I'm going to type it in the chat because I get that. One researcher said this, posting through the pain validates feelings and seeks human connection. A lot of these Gen Z, they don't have that human connection. They don't know how to talk to people the right way. So they post online. That's the way of getting the connection. That's exactly what the young lady said when she was posting in Mauritius. I don't know y'all, but she was seeking validation. And here's what else is happening. On Reddit, check this out. This is what's happening on Reddit. There's this crowdsourcing thing. Amazon employees and former employees, they are building a spreadsheet together. Which divisions get hit, which roles, which levels, because Amazon didn't tell nobody anything. Just you're laid off, figure it out. So people are helping each other, trying to understand what just happened. On LinkedIn, hundreds of people changing their status overnight. Hashtag open to work. The little green circle on your profile picture, that says I'm looking for a job. Hundreds of Amazon employees, Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, hashtag open to work. That's what's happening. You got this 18-year veteran here who worked at Amazon for over 18 years. He says, I've never seen layoffs this bad, not even in a dot-com crash. Now, here's what you need to see. This isn't just Amazon. This is a pattern. Okay? This is a pattern. It's called the Great Unfreeze. Business Insider, they got an economist, smart people who study the job market, right? Yesterday, they published an article. The title was, America wants the job market's great freeze to unthaw, but not like this. And they explained something important in the article. For a whole year since late 2024, the job market that everybody said was good, it's been in a situation that they call no hire, no fire. Companies not hiring much, but they also not firing much. Jerome Powell, the head of the Federal Reserve, he kept saying low hire, low fire market. Everybody's stuck, can't move, can't grow, just frozen. People begging for it to thaw, for companies to start hiring again, for movement to happen. If you guys are seeing this in the market right now, type frozen in the chats. If you guys felt this over a year ago, type frozen in the chats. We've been talking about this over a year ago. I want to see if you type frozen in the chats. Day 30 of the shutdown, October the 30th. That's today. The great unfreeze or the great freeze, it thawed. But instead of hiring, it's firing. Look at just this week, okay? You got Amazon, 14,000 corporate jobs, Tuesday, right? Text messages to people at 5 a.m. in the morning. You got Applied Materials. That's a Silicon Valley company that makes equipment for computer chips. 1,400 people on Wednesday. That was yesterday, including 14 vice presidents, 14 VPs. YouTube on Wednesday. They announced voluntary buyouts. That means we want people to leave. We'll pay you to quit. Rivian, the electric car company, 600 people last week. UPS, the delivery company, we talked about them on yesterday, 48,000 fewer workers this year compared to last year. If you guys are seeing this pattern, I know you're seeing the pattern, but type Unfreeze in the chats. Big Sug says frozen. Andre Oliver said frozen. CJ says frozen. It's true. The job market has been terrible. The previous president, the previous administration was talking about how good it was. Not for a lot of people. We've been talking about this for a long time. And I've been seeing a whole bunch of TikTok layoff videos for a long time. Now, the Economists at Business Insider said something interesting. They said it will take about 20 more Amazon-sized layoff events to really get worried to hit recession levels. That was 14,000 people. He says 20 more Amazon-sized events to get really worried, to hit the recession button. I don't know if this guy knows what he's talking about. People are already feeling it. But right now, the economy is averaging about 1.7 million layoffs a month. That's normal, they're saying. During the Great Recession back in 2008, 2009, it was over 2 million a month. So we are not there yet, they saying. Numbers wise, we are not in a crisis yet. But here's what changed. The direction changed. For a year, frozen. Now flowing, but flowing the wrong way. From no higher, no fire to no higher, more fire. That's the great unfreeze. If you guys are seeing this, matter of fact, I know you guys are seeing this. I know you guys are seeing this. The data is in front of you. You guys are feeling it. You're seeing it on TikTok. You're seeing it in everyday life. And this brings me back to Marcus Thompson, because I want you to see the difference, the preparation gap. Amazon employees on TikTok, what happened to them? Most of them caught off guard. Text messages at 5 a.m., email while doing a get ready with me video. Email on vacation. No warning, no preparation, no plan. Now they are posting crying videos on TikTok. Hashtag open to work, trying to figure out what just happened. Marcus Thompson, what's he doing right now? Drinking his coffee, watching this show. Same thing. Getting ready. He's probably sitting at his desk or his kitchen table, reviewing his notes one last time. His 30, 60, 90-day plan, the thing that he built over the last 7 days while he was waiting. His star stories, situation, task, action, result. The stories he's going to tell in the interview about what he accomplished. His company research. You know, the research on the Bank of America. He knows their priorities. He knows what they care about. Testing his Zoom, his Teams, making sure his camera's good, making sure that his lighting is looking good, making sure he's looking good, making sure his background is clean, doesn't have all dirty clothes in the back, picking out his outfit, looking professional, looking ready. That's, let me check the time. That's 1 hour and 30 minutes. Going to click that Zoom link, round 2 hiring manager, video interview. After 7 days of waiting, after weeks of preparing before that, he gets his shot. This is why we do what we do on a daily climb, okay? This is why we talk about preparation, about having a plan, about doing the work during the wait. Amazon TikTok employees, no plan, caught off guard, now scrambling. Marcus Thompson had a plan, did the work, ready to move. The great unfreeze is happening to everybody, but it's hitting people different. If you are prepared, you are like Marcus. You are walking into opportunities. If you aren't prepared, you on TikTok crying, making all kind of crying videos, trying to figure out what to do next. Tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., I'm going to be right here telling you what happened with Marcus. Did he advance to round 3? Did the preparation pay off? Did he get the offer? We'll know in 24 hours, but right now, He is getting ready, and that's what matters. We got to go deep in here. Okay? Why is Amazon cutting 14,000 people? Where did their salaries go? The answer, $320 billion on AI. That's the answer. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to show you guys the math. And it's going to make you mad probably, but it's also going to show you where the opportunities are. I want you guys to stay with me on this segment, okay? Talking about the great unfreeze. Day 30. The day the job market started firing instead of hiring. And now I'm going to answer the question that everybody is asking. Why? Why is this happening? Where did the money go? Because Amazon's cutting 14,000 people, but as Amazon, they are getting ready to blow profits. They just made record profits. Record revenues. Cloud booming. Microsoft cloud booming. Google cloud booming. Everybody's booming right now. Where's the money going? Amazon or Applied Materials. They are cutting 1,400 people, including vice presidents. But they just reported over $7 billion in revenue last quarter. So where's the money going? Tell me in the chat, where you guys think the money is going? Let me know. Where do you think the money is going, Tech Back Trade? Where do you think the money is going, Matembe? Keith? I'll show you guys. Okay? Yesterday, Wednesday, 3 big tech companies reported earnings. Earnings is when you tell investors how much money your company is making, right? Google, Microsoft, Meta, Facebook, Instagram. That's who Meta is, right? All 3 of them. Same message, same theme. We are spending more on AI. And next year, we are going to spend even more than this year. Let me give you guys the numbers. Google said this. They are going to spend between $91 and $93 billion this year on what they call capital expenditures. That's a fancy way of saying building stuff, buying equipment, data centers, computer chips. But listen, back in July, 4 months ago, they said 85 billion. Now it's 91 to 93 billion. They raised it. Before that in April, it was even lower. They keep raising it. More money, more money, more money, all for AI. If you guys are seeing this, type billion in the chat. It's a crazy number. Microsoft, they said they spent $34.9 billion just in this quarter, in 3 months. $35 billion. Last quarter, 3 months before that, $24 billion. They increased their spending by $10 billion in 3 months. And their CFO, Chief Financial Officer, told investors, 2026, we are going to spend even more. We are increasing our spending on GPUs and CPUs. GPUs and CPUs are the computer chips that power AI. Meta, that's Facebook, that's Instagram, WhatsApp, all of them, right? They said this, $70 to $72 billion this year. They raised their guidance too. Used to be 66 to 72. Now it's 72 to 70 or 70 to 72. That's the high end. And their CFO said 2026, even more AI spending. Growth primarily driven by infrastructure costs. That's a lot of money, boy. Add it up. Google, 91 to 93 billion. Microsoft, over 35 billion just this quarter, probably over 100 billion for the year. Meta, 70 to 72 billion. Amazon, they are going to report earnings soon, probably another 100 billion. You're looking at over $320 billion, just these 4 companies, just this year on AI infrastructure. Ain't that something? Now, let me tell you this. Let me put this into perspective for you. Make it real. $320 billion, that's more than the entire GDP. GDP, for many of you guys, you don't know what it means, but it stands for gross domestic product, the total economy. That's the total economy of Finland, guys. That's almost as much as ExxonMobil, the giant oil company. That's how much they made in all of 2024. For a tech company spending more than a whole country makes just on AI just this year. And Tuesday, NVIDIA, the world's biggest company by market cap now, the company that makes all the AI computer chips in your PC and my nice desktop that I'm sitting right next to me, their CEO, they say they got $500 billion in orders. Companies lined up, waiting to buy AI chips, $500 billion worth. So where's the money going? Where's the money going? What are they buying? New analysis came out this week from Wall Street. The Bernstein report by a researcher named T.D. Cowan. They broke down the cost of building what they call a 1 gigawatt AI data center. Let me explain this. A gigawatt, that's a measure of electricity power. 1 gigawatt, that's about the same as one nuclear reactor. That's how much power these AI data centers need. Gigawatts, right? And here's the number. 1 gigawatt AI data center costs $35 billion to build. I didn't know what gigawatt was until I started doing the research on it. But let me break it down where that $35 billion goes, because this is important. 39%, that's the biggest chunk, goes to the GPUs, the computer chips that do the AI calculations. 39% of $35 billion. That's about $13.5 billion just on chips. And guess who makes most of them? NVIDIA. 13% goes to networking, the cables and switches that connect all our computers together. 11% goes to the buildings, the land and the construction, the actual physical data center. I talked to a good buddy of mine this morning. He's in that space. He's in construction. He helps with the electricity. He helps with the cables. He helps with the switches. They just got an AI project in West Texas. He is responsible for it. He's getting a $100,000 bonus. Told me straight out this morning. My man Madison, 4 a.m. this morning, told me just that. 10% goes to power distribution, all the electrical equipment to handle a gigawatt of power. The rest goes to cooling systems, backup generators, storage, all that other stuff. But here's the key thing. 39%, $13.5 billion per data center goes to NVIDIA for GPUs. And NVIDIA, profit margins, this is public information, about 70%. So if they are selling $13.5 billion in chips, they are making about $10 billion in profit per data center, per gigawatt. Ain't that insane? 10 billion in profit. Type 10 billion in the chat if you guys see why NVIDIA is worth over $5 trillion now. But that's where your coworker salaries went. That's where the people who got laid off, that's where their salaries went. Amazon isn't broke. They just decided we can spend 14,000 salaries or we can buy GPUs. They chose GPUs. Applied Materials, 1,400 people, including 14 VPs. They decided we can pay these salaries or we can automate with AI. They chose AI. The CEO of Applied Materials, his name is Gary Dickerson. He sent an email to all employees on Wednesday. I'm going to tell you what he said, okay? I'm going to tell you exactly what he said. Let me read it to you guys. Automation, digitalization, and geographic shifts are redefining our workforce needs and skills requirements. Translation, we buying robots and AI instead of paying people. That's what his translations means. We are buying robots and AI instead of paying people. He didn't mention that this happened right after Trump. The government put new restrictions on selling chips to China. That's going to cost Applied Materials hundreds of millions in revenue, but they got money. They just reported $7.3 billion in revenue last quarter. They are cutting people to save 160 to 180 million in severance in salaries while spending billions on automation. That's the math. That's where the money is going. I think you guys are getting it now. I think you guys are getting it now. So here's what I need you guys to understand. There's two sides that we have right now. Two sides are forming. Side A, they got the builders. Companies building the AI infrastructure. NVIDIA making the chips, $500 billion, $500 billion in orders, booming, crushing it. AWS, Amazon Web Services, building the data centers, growing like crazy. Oracle, building the cloud databases, hiring like crazy. These companies on the A side, the builder side, they need people. They are hiring. They are growing. Side B, the users, companies using AI to replace workers. Amazon cutting 14,000 corporate jobs using AI to automate. Applied Materials cutting 1,400 using AI to be more efficient. Meta cutting 600 out of the AI division, even while investing billions in AI infrastructure. Type builder if you guys are seeing the two sides. I want to see what you guys are saying in the chats. EGT says, I see two sides. I had somebody in the chat up here said, who are you talking to? Are you on another chat? Talking to you. Talking to you. That's who I'm talking to. Code Analytical 1351. Who are you talking to? Are you on another social media too? No, I'm talking to you. That's who I'm talking to. There's two sides to this. An A side and a B side. You got to figure out what side you're going to be on, what side you join. Here's the thing about Marcus. When he mentioned Oracle in his round one interview, the recruiter, her ears perked up because Oracle is side A, builder side. If you got Oracle skills, AWS skills, cloud skills, AI infrastructure skills, you are on the builder side. You got options. If you're just a regular corporate employee, no technical skills, no AI skills, no cloud skills, no sales skills, you are on the user side. You are the one getting replaced. And that brings me to tomorrow, Halloween, October the 31st. Your Oracle exam ends at midnight tomorrow. Onaka, she left me a $5.99 super chat on yesterday, and I totally missed it because I had to end the show and I didn't see it. But I appreciate you, Onaka. She completed her Oracle exams. So we got people who are in here completing their Oracle exams. It ends tomorrow. Free race to certification. Ends at midnight tomorrow. Today, Thursday, last day to review. You can't learn new material today. Just review what you know. Tonight, Thursday night, take a practice exam. See where you are. Tomorrow, Friday, it's exam day. You get 2 attempts, both free. Tomorrow, midnight, it's Halloween. It ends. Okay? Halloween ends. And it ends forever. You can't take it no more. After tomorrow, that exam costs $245. And you don't get the free training. And you don't get 2 attempts. Saturday, November the 1st, 42 million Americans lose food stamps. Ain't that something? 42 million Americans lose food stamps. But tomorrow, You could get your Oracle certification for free. That's the choice in the great unfreeze. Get on the builder side or stay on the user side. Marcus is choosing the builder side. Got his Oracle skills. That's why the recruiter engaged with him. What are you going to do? That's the question. In this next segment, I'm going to show you who is getting hit the hardest in the great unfreeze. It ain't entry-level workers. Oh man, it is. But they aren't getting hit the hardest. Who's getting hit the hardest? It's middle managers, VPs, directors, the people in between. And I'm going to tell you why and how to protect yourself if you are in that position. I want you guys to stick with me on this next segment, okay? Talking about day 30, the great unfreeze, when the job market stopped being frozen and started firing instead of hiring. And now I got to tell you something about middle management. It surprised me this week, especially coming from Applied Materials. They were a customer of my previous company that I worked for. But when I saw this, I'm just like, man, no wonder a whole bunch of executives are reaching out and LinkedIn and all this other stuff. But who's getting cut first in the great unfreeze? I would have thought entry-level people, at least that's what the news is kind of telling us. But no, it's not entry-level people. They just are being placed out, not getting the jobs. They aren't being cut first. The people who are being cut first are not the newest employees. They aren't the lowest paid. Because entry level, if you think about it, they're newer employees. They're the lowest paid. They just aren't getting opportunities. That's not what it's not the entry level people, guys. It's not what's happening right now. It's the middle managers who are getting crushed. Let me show you guys right now. Okay. Applied Materials, Silicon Valley company. I mentioned them earlier in, I believe, the first segment. They make equipment for manufacturing computer chips. Good company. They compete with Lam Research, but they are a big company. 35,700 employees. So a big company. Wednesday, October the 29th, they filed paperwork with the government. California has, a law that many of the states have, which is called the WARN, WARN. You guys have probably seen this. Worker Adjustment and Retraining Notification. Basically means we're going to be laying people off. If you want to do mass layoffs, you got to tell the government. You got to give people warnings. Applied Materials filed the paperwork. 1,400 people getting laid off. That's 4% of the company. But here's what got me. On that list in California, 350 people in the Bay Area, 262 in Santa Clara, 86 in Sunnyvale, a few others scattered around. Engineers, technicians, financial analysts, legal staff, managers, all kinds of roles. But listen to this. 14 vice presidents. Not entry level, not junior employees, vice presidents. That's senior managers. That's senior management. That's six-figure salaries, multiple six-figure salaries. That's people making $200,000+ a year just about. These people are making over $200,000 a year, $300,000 a year, maybe even more, depending on the equity packages and the stock options and all that other stuff, right? 14 of them laid off on the layoff list. The CEO, his name is Gary Dickerson. He sent an email to all employees explaining why. He didn't mention the VP specifically, but he said this: automation, digitalization, and geographic shifts are redefining our workforce, and our workforce needs and requires new skills. Then he said teams across the company have been working to adopt new technologies and simplify hierarchies. Simplify hierarchies. That's code for we are cutting layers of management. Many of you guys don't know this corporate talk, okay? Simplify hierarchies. You guys know what a hierarchy is, blah, 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 right? To simplify it. That's a smart way of saying we're getting rid of middle management, because middle management, we don't need you anymore. All you do is create problems, and all you do is manage reports. Now I can go directly to our sources with less people in between. And applied materials, they aren't broke. They aren't going out of money. They got the money. Last quarter, May to July, they made $7.3 billion in revenue, record revenue. They are cutting people to save $160 to $180 million in severance and ongoing salary costs. But they are making billions. They are just choosing to spend it on AI and automation instead of people. And it's not just applied materials. This is the pattern everywhere. Amazon, 14,000 corporate jobs gone. You think that's warehouse and data workers or warehouse workers by itself? No. Corporate, these are managers. These are middle managers. These are directors. YouTube, yesterday, they announced voluntary buyouts. No layoffs, but buyouts. It's basically, when you got companies doing buyouts, right? It's basically a nice way of saying, we want some of y'all to go. We'll pay you to go. Need you guys to go. And who are they targeting? The memo from the CEO talked about simplifying organizational structures and removing layers. That's middle managers. That's who they want gone. Business Insider, they published a story this week. Fantastic story. Title was, I left big tech after watching middle managers above me struggle. It's about a woman named Amy Vora. She's 31 years old, a UX designer, user experience designer. She worked at multiple big tech companies and she quit, not because she got laid off. She quit by choice. Now, why did she say she quit? Because she watched middle managers above her and she saw them struggling. Let me read some of what she said because it's important. This is what she said. She said middle managers were expected to enforce leadership's decision while also advocating for their teams. It's a constant balancing act. If you guys are in middle management, you know what I'm talking about. You know what she's talking about. You feel what she's talking about. She said this, managing up and down simultaneously. They have to translate leadership, their high-level goals, into execution while also shielding their teams from unnecessary pressure and bureaucracy. If that sounds like a tough job, type balance in the chat. Who was in middle management in the chat? Anybody in middle management in the chat? Type 2 in the chat. It's tough, man. It's tough being a middle manager, ain't it? Toughest job. It's a rewarding job. It's kind of like being a coach, right? You got to win. The winning part, you got to hit the numbers that the executives want, right? There's sometimes where you can't hit those numbers. Then there's a reason why you didn't hit those numbers, because your best player hasn't showed up or your team player hasn't showed up, whatever it is, right? But you got to spin it to your executives to keep your job. It's a tough job. But she talked about one company that she worked at. After a big restructuring at the top, new upper management came in, right? The middle managers, they couldn't keep up. The new leadership had different priorities, different ways of working. Middle managers had to take on more work, more stress, more pressure. She said this, they were overwhelmed, mentally checked out, and struggled to provide clarity that we needed. She's in this role. She's like, man, new management comes in. Next thing you know, the middle managers are getting squeezed and priorities change. She's watching her middle managers struggle. I mean, if you're a middle manager, you've been a middle manager, you know exactly what she's talking about. She said projects would stall, not because of the lack of ideas, but because of a complex approval processes and bureaucracy. Middle managers knew what needed to be done, but they couldn't get it done because they didn't have the power. Upper management made the decisions. Every level of employee did the work, but middle managers was caught in the middle. She said this, even though some middle managers understood where I was coming from and saw how it would help the business, they didn't have a strong stance in front of the leadership team. So they cowered. They didn't have any power. They didn't have any authority, just a whole bunch of stress. You know what that's like. You guys have been middle managers. You know exactly what that's like. NC worker knows what that's like. He said he knows it. EGT knows what it's like. Christopher says, without another job, it would be hard to leave. But if you don't work for Amazon, don't. Eventually, they will want to hire those people back. Don't go back. Hey, it'd be tough, man. I mean, like, you know how people are, Christopher. I get it. People are going to, you would think that with all these layoffs and the pendulum swinging back to the employer side, right? Because it was on the employee side a couple of years ago, guys. People were asking for all kinds of money and employees were giving it to them, giving them perks, all kinds of stuff, cookies and cakes and all that sort of stuff, right? Pendulum has swung back to the employer side. And then, you know, employers are at this point in time says, you know, we want to continue to grow the business. We want to do more with less. And this has happened for years. This isn't anything that's new. It just seems new because it's just the new news right now. But you would think that employees would say, you know what, I'm not working for these big companies anymore. But I'll tell you like this, there's going to be so many people who this happens to, and they're going to go right back. They're going to go right back because that's all they know. That's all they know. Now, getting back to the point, though. Now, here's where it connects to AI. Another story this week by Business Insider, a different one. The title was, Your Boss Wants You to Use AI, but Not Forget How to Actually Do Your Job. It's about this tension that's at companies right now. Companies want employees to use AI tools to get more efficient, to do more with less. But they are also worried that what if people forgot how to do the job without AI? That's what they're worried about. So they interviewed a software engineer manager, and he supervises 5 engineers. He said he uses an AI tool for coding, makes him way faster. But one day, the AI tool froze. It stopped working. And he said this, I felt the rush. I was rusty, as if I had to come back to this code after a couple of days. I briefly forgot how to complete a code writing task on my own. He's so used to AI doing the work, he forgot how to do it himself. Many of you guys know exactly what he's talking about too. Type rush if that's scary. I was telling a friend of mine the other day when I was using ChatGPT that I forgot how to spell a word. It's like, man, why am I not spelling probability the right way? Like my brain just could not figure it out. Probability, I could not figure it out at that time. My brain just wasn't working, but I couldn't figure it out. And I was like, maybe that's the AI that's doing it. Need to get back to doing things the manual way. But that's what managers are worried about. Now, here's what this means for middle managers. New research came out. It came out this week from a Wharton School of Business, University of Pennsylvania. They surveyed almost 800 decision makers at big companies. 43%, almost half of them, said they are worried about skill atrophy. That means people losing the ability to do their jobs because AI is doing it for them. And who's most at risk for their skill atrophy? Middle managers. Here's what AI can do now. AI can assign tasks. AI can track progress. AI can generate reports. AI can analyze data. AI can schedule meetings. What's it left for middle managers to do? If you are a middle manager without technical skills, without AI skills, without coding ability, without something AI can't do, you are first on the chopping block. I'll repeat that for you. If you are a middle manager without technical skills, without AI skills, without any sort of coding abilities, without something that AI can't do, you are first on the chopping block. Applied Materials, 14 vice presidents. Probably most of them didn't have technical skills. Probably most of them couldn't code, couldn't build, couldn't use AI tools at a high level. So they brought in automation and they got laid off. That's what happened. That's what happened. And this brings me to Marcus. Brings me back to Marcus. Marcus applying for manager level roles, team lead roles at Bank of America. But Marcus, he's different from those 14 Applied Materials VPs. How? Well, Marcus got technical skills. He mentioned the Oracle database experience in his round one interview, the AI, the race to certifications. The recruiter heard Oracle and her ears perked up because Oracle is technical. Oracle is valuable. Oracle is on the builder side. Marcus can manage, but he can also do the work. He can build, he can code, he can understand the technical side. That's protection. That's what makes him valuable. That's what makes you valuable. In 2 hours, well, probably less than 2 hours now, Marcus is interviewing with a hiring manager. That hiring manager is probably going to ask him, can you manage a team? Well, Marcus got his 30, 60, 90-day plan. Yes. They're also probably going to ask, can you do the work yourself? Do you understand the technical side? Marcus understands AI. He's been using AI. So the answer is yes. If you guys can do both, type both in the chat. Middle managers with only management skills are getting cut. Middle managers with management skills plus technical skills plus AI skills, they are protected. That's why this Oracle certification matters. That's why AWS matters. That's why learning AI tools matters. Tomorrow, midnight, Halloween. You guys are going to have a good little time, but once the candy rush is gone off, that Oracle exam ends. And after tomorrow, you can't take it for free. It costs $245. Marcus already got his Oracle experience. That's why he is in round 2. You got until tomorrow midnight to join him on the builder side. Now, before we move on to the next segment, quick word about the Patreon community, patreon.com/Black Heights. Inside the Patreon, we give you the blueprint that Marcus used, interview prep materials, the Zach reach outs that he used to contact the hiring managers. Check it out. Okay. In the community itself, other people who are taking Oracle, other people who are interviewing, other people who are navigating the Unfreeze. They're there to help. You guys can share. You guys can talk about what you're doing, what you're going through. You guys get access to me. That's www.patreon.com/Black Heights. Let's get back to the Federal Reserve, okay? Oh, man. We got interest rates cuts on yesterday, guys. Interest rate cuts on yesterday. Let's talk about something else that's happening right now outside of the Amazon layoffs. And it's not just Amazon, it's not just Applied Materials either. The whole system right now is converging. The Federal Reserve, the government, shutdown, the food stamps issue, the military pay, everything is hitting at once. Let me walk you guys through it, okay? Yesterday, October the 29th, the Federal Reserve had their meeting. They cut interest rates, 25 basis points. That's a 1/4 percentage point, okay? 0.25. Now the rate is 3.75 to 4%, down from 4 to 4.25%, okay? This is the second rate cut this year. They cut in September as well. Good news, right? Lower interest rates make it easier to borrow money, makes companies able to expand and grow and so forth. Good for the economy. But here's where it gets weird. Jerome Powell, the chairman of the Federal Reserve, he had a press conference after the meeting. And somebody asked him this: are you going to cut rates more again in December at the next meeting? Usually when the Fed is cutting rates, they keep cutting. That's what they usually do. It's a pattern. But Powell said something a little bit different. He says a December rate cut is not a foregone conclusion. Far from it. He said inside the Federal Reserve, the people who vote on interest rates, they got strongly different views about what to do in December. Some want to keep cutting. Some want to stop. There's a big disagreement going on. In fact, the vote yesterday wasn't even unanimous. Usually it is. 2 people voted against the rate cut for different reasons. One guy, Stephen Mirren, he's a Trump appointee, new to the Fed. He voted against it because he wanted a bigger cut, 50 basis points instead of 25. Another guy, Jeffrey Schmid from Kansas City Fed, the president, he voted against it because he wanted no cut at all. He thinks inflation is still too high. So even the Fed, they don't know what to do. They are confused. And you want to know why they are confused? Because of the government shutdown, day 30. They can't see the economic data. Usually, every month, the first Friday of the month, the government releases the jobs report. How many jobs were created? What's the unemployment rate? Inflation data, GDP data, all the economic data. The Fed uses that data to make decisions on the country. But the government has been shut down since October the 1st. No data, no jobs reports, no nothing. They are flying blind. Jerome Powell is flying blind right now, making decisions without data. And they got private reports from, ADP and so forth. But this is what that ADP report showed. It showed that private companies, they lost 32,000 jobs in September. So they don't have the official government numbers. So the Fed cutting rates, but they don't really know what's happening in the economy. Because day 30, we are still in a shutdown. Ain't that something? People are hurting out here. Food stamps about to go away. You see all the TikTok videos. You see what the news sentiment is. See what we're talking about. There's no data. The government's not working, so they can't get access to it. And speaking of day 30, here's what's about to hit. Saturday, November the 1st. Boy, oh boy, they better figure this out fast. 2 days from now, 42 million Americans, they are losing SNAP benefits. That's food stamps. The Department of Agriculture, they said this: we are not paying out SNAP benefits on November the 1st. Usually, benefits load onto people's EBT cards at the beginning of the month. EBT stands for Electronic Benefit Transfer Cards. What do you think the song by Bone Thugs and Harmony says? Wake up, wake up, wake up. It's the first of the month. Benefits load on EBT cards at the beginning of the month. But not this time, because the government is shut down. No money, no benefits. People can't eat. 42 million people, including Texas alone, 3.5 million people, 1.7 million children, not going to be able to eat their snacks, not going to be able to eat the cereal, not going with mom to the grocery store to pick up a whole bunch of food. It's a crisis. And you know what else happens November the 1st, Saturday? It's the first of the month, right? Rent is due. Many of you guys are landlords. I'm a landlord. No food stamps. Can't eat. You got rent that's due. You're going to be mad. People are going to be mad. People are going to be angry. All of this on the same day. And only 2 states are doing something about it. Virginia, Governor Glenn Youngkin declared a state of emergency. using state money to pay SNAP benefits, estimated $37.5 million a week. That's how much money that is estimated to be. Louisiana Governor Jeffrey Landry said they're going to extend benefits through November 4th using state money. That's 2 states and 2 states only out of 50. Most states, they don't have the money or they are not using it for that. Texas, 3.5 million people on SNAP. States not paying it out at all. They are not using state money. So Saturday, 42 million people, no food stamps, no food benefits, rent is due. Gonna get ugly. Don't be driving on the road, start blowing your horn at people. You have no idea what's on people's minds this weekend. We talked to you about on the Target layoffs. You have no idea. People found out that Target was laying off people on last week. I told you guys to go into this weekend, be on your best behavior. You have no idea if they work for Target. You have no idea if people work for Amazon. You have no idea if people are on Snap. You have no idea if people are working for the government. You have no idea what's going through people's minds right now. So be on your best behavior. Treat people nice. People are talking about their kids not having Halloween costumes. Be on your best behavior, guys. Lock up your doors as well, too. Lock up your cars. Because you already saw what they were talking about on TikTok. 5-finger discounts, breaking in people's cars. They're going to eat. And then on tomorrow, Friday, October the 31st, Halloween. Next military paycheck supposed to hit, right? Active duty military, National Guard, reserves. About 1.3 million active duty, plus 750,000 coast and the Coast Guards and reserves, right? They are supposed to get paid tomorrow. We don't know if they will. Vice President J.D. Vance, he said this on yesterday. We think we can pay him. Think is what he said, not will. We don't know if they're getting paid or not. We think we can. That's not fully reassuring for people who are dependent on their paychecks from the government. If the shutdown goes past November the 15th, that's 16 days from now, military definitely isn't getting paid. And that's confirmed. The White House Office of Management and Budget, they found $5.3 billion, some emergency fund they found, to make sure that the military got paid on October the 31st. But they don't have money for November the 15th. Not yet anyway. So military, they might get paid tomorrow. They might not. We'll find out tomorrow. I'll let you guys know on the Daily Climb Show. So let me put this all together for you. The Federal Reserve, confused, don't know what's happening, flying blind. No data, cutting rates, but really don't know if they should. Some people agree, some people don't agree. You got 42 million Americans losing food benefits on Saturday in 2 days. You got the military. They might not get paid tomorrow. They might, they may not. Definitely might not get paid on November the 15th. You got the government shutdown, day 30, long as ever, people working without getting paid, people having to work a full day, 9 to 10 hours to 12 hours, and then leave work and do DoorDash in order for them to keep food on the table. This is day 30, breaking records. Okay? The system is broken. The system is broken because leadership don't want to do the right things. And they are getting paid. That's the thing. That's the thing that pees me off, right? They are getting paid. They are leadership of this country and they are getting paid. But yet they are making the people suffer. The system is broken. That's it. Tomorrow, Halloween, midnight, you can get Oracle certified, free, 2 attempts, full training materials. And tomorrow, midnight, gone. Cost $245. Could have got it for free. Here's the thing. While the system's breaking, while people are losing food benefits, while the Fed is flying blind, you can position yourself to be on the builder side. Gain those technical skills, get Oracle certified, get other certifications that's out there. But this is what Marcus did. That's why he is interviewing in a couple minutes. That's why he's in round 2. You can do the same exact thing. You can do the same exact thing. We are coming up on the end of the show right now. I got to wrap it up. I got an 8:30 call. But this is the great unfreeze, day 30. What it means, what you should do. I want you guys to stay with me, okay? We are at the end of week 4, day 4, the great unfreeze. There's 2 paths in the great unfreeze. Path 1, Amazon, TikTok employees caught off guard. Text messages at 5 a.m. in the morning. You don't have a job. Getting emails during your get ready for work videos. Email on vacation. No preparation, no plan, no technical skills. Now they are crying, making videos on TikTok, hashtag open to work on LinkedIn, scrambling, trying to figure out what just happened to him. Or you got path 2, Marcus Thompson's path. 7 days of preparation during the wait, 30, 60, 90-day plan, star stories, company research, Oracle database experience, technical skills, builder side skills. Interviewing right now. Who knows if he's going to get the job? But the thing is that he's in that process right now. He's in that motion. He's planning. He's preparing. The great unfreeze is happening either way. You can't stop it. The best thing for you to do is to put yourself on that builder side. Gain those skills that you need. Because we are in the longest shutdown ever. The Fed is flying blind. You got 42 million people who are going to be losing food stamps. You got the military who might not get paid on tomorrow. You got Amazon, 14,000 employees out there upset, worried. Some of them have to go home and uproot because they're not going to be able to find a job in 60 days and have to go back to their native country. You got Applied Materials firing 14 managers, 14 or 1,300 people. You got YouTube who are telling people they can go accept the buyout. $320 billion going towards AI infrastructure instead of salaries. $35 billion per gigawatt for a data center. $13 billion just for NVIDIA chips. $10 billion in profit to NVIDIA for data centers. That's where the money's going, to GPUs, not to people. You can't stop the great unfreeze, but you can choose which path you are on. Here's the thing. If this show helped you, if you guys see this, if you understand the great unfreeze now, if you're ready to be on path 2 instead of path 1, you better be on the right path. Either way, do me a favor. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button on the Daily Climb. Hit the subscribe button on Elevate to the Unknown YouTube channel. Tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., I should have the market's results. Did he advance? Tomorrow is Oracle's free race of certifications last day. Final push before midnight. Saturday, there's a food crisis going to be going on. You're not going to want to miss tomorrow's show. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button on this video. If you guys are new to the channel and subscribe, type subscribe in the chat. And listen, everything that we talked about today, the interview prep that Marcus is using, the Oracle study guide and all this other stuff, right? You can get access to that in the Patreon. www.patreon.com/Black Okay? Whole community of people. We're helping each other real time every day. Day 30, longest shutdown ever. The great freeze became the great unfreeze, but not the way that anybody expected and not the way that anybody wanted. They are firing instead of hiring. Okay? The great unfreeze is here. Winners are the ones who are prepared. Losers, they get caught off guard. Okay? You don't want to be on that other side. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for joining the show today. Go out here and crush your Thursday. I got a meeting coming up in 8 minutes. Man, I've been long-winded the last couple of days. I appreciate you guys, though. Teresa, thank you so much. Pervian says subscribe. Big Sug said, let's elevate, peeps. I appreciate that. EGT says, EGT, totally agree. Elevate now. Good stuff, man. You guys have been fantastic. Let me make sure. Oh, Naka, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the $4.99, $5.99 super chat that you left me on yesterday. I forgot. I saw it yesterday, but after the show had ended, I thank you so much for the super chat. Tech Bag Trey says, I'm staying out the way, man. Be nice to people, guys. Be nice to people this weekend. Stay out the way. Don't be mean. Don't be blowing your horn at people. You have no idea what they're going through. You don't want anybody to go upside your head. People are going to be upset. People are going to be hungry. Stay out of the way. Enjoy your day, guys. Go out there and crush your Thursday. And we'll see you tomorrow. Bye now.